Hi guys, and as you can tell by the title, this is going to be pretty much my thoughts, opinions, and feelings on the CV rework, even though I use a clickbait title. These are my modules and skills. They're probably going to change, but this isn't going to be so much of a rant against the rework. It's going to be in favor. Hence, clickbait title. But before we get into all that, time to do some shameless plugging. Don't forget to go check out Only the Wicked on his Twitch. That link will be in the description. Also, check out our good friend C-Raptor. If you don't know anything about C-Raptor, C-Raptor is the community lead on the wiki. It's a good source for information, and I can tell you at this point, the wiki has not been updated, and as soon as it does, I will try to pass that along, that information along to you guys. But C-Raptor streams every Tuesday around 8 p.m. Central for a couple of hours. He's a very good friend of the channel here, and he's an excellent source of information if you're looking to understand game mechanics a little bit better. He has some very good insights, so go check him out, and the link to his Twitch obviously will be in the description. Now, I have to say this isn't about the gameplay. This is more or less about the ramblings of a idiot. The idiot being myself. This gameplay is actually taken from day 1 of the patch. And we actually got lucky and got into one of those elusive one carrier gameplay. I do have a DD with a double carrier that I believe we will be showcasing on Monday. And one more thing before we really get into the meat and bones of this. The community replay that was going to go up today, we are moving to Sunday. I don't want to spoil why we're doing it, but there is a reason why, and it just got moved to Sunday. I've been playing some carriers. I did take out the couple of my carriers and, dropped into co-op, learned the controls, learned the stuff. But I have been playing carriers because I'm sure most of you know, there have been test ships out. I'm a super tester. And that's pretty much all I'm going to say about that. I'm not going to tell you what ships. I'm not going to give you my thoughts and feelings. I'm just going to say I have been playing carriers a lot the last few days. I think they're fine. Once you get used to the controls and understand where and how to aim, you can actually do well. I think the one thing Wargaming did really nice for this is maybe fix the CV economy. I mean, at least, when a carrier does extremely well, he's in first place. And you know what? That's how it should be. If you play exceptionally well in your ship, you should get that #1 spot. I think some of the problem or some of the complaints that come from this CV rework is actually not from the CV end, it's the concealment end. For the most part, all concealment changed to everything for concealment expert. It's a 10% flat across the board. So I think that's where some of the issue is coming, is because there are so many carriers in the game. Most of the time it is a double carrier game. At least they wanted to double. It was pretty much guaranteed double CV games. Your plume never went away when you broke line of sight. So while a ship might not have been able to spot you, the pesky planes have been spotting you. So I think that's some of the issue really is concealment. The other thing is like what just happened to me there. Normally, you would be able to communicate with your carrier of put a plane near a spot, make sure I'm safe. Let me get the cap and leave. Carriers, I'm sure we all used to remember, could pretty much keep something spotted all game long and really not sacrifice his damage per se. He could just he could just slap a fighter or one of his other squadrons and still have plenty of potential deletion power. The other thing is, you can see me shooting down all these planes, but you have to remember and pay attention to the minimap. There's other ships by me. Defensive fire doesn't panic stuff anymore. It just increases the damage, I believe, of mid and short range and long range. It just increases damage. It doesn't panic anymore, which, it's nice for the carriers. It's bad for the guy on the other end. Because there's no more widespread stuff. It's all on, did the guy set up right? So, I kind of like that. It equalized the playing field, in my opinion. And what I mean by it equalized the playing field is, while everybody usually can get a dev strike, that's pretty much what CVs were known for. They could sit there and cross drop pretty much anything, or have everything just come in and you would just delete it. But then it would take a while for you to cycle your plays. Now they've kind of gone over to go and do your damage, get your next planes up, and it did make it a little bit faster. But if you still group up with people, you can still minimize the damage you are going to take from a carrier, just because there is a lot of AA. You can see this guy's having a hard time coming in because we are in an effective AA bubble. We don't literally have to be right next to each other. But obviously, the closer you are, the better off it's going to be. Which is why I'm sticking close to the Chronostar here, because I'm low health. I need to double up because, when that guy gets in with a good rocket attack or bomb attack, I'm still dead. I think that's the other thing with the carriers, is they're not the guys who go out and get the big hits. They can now go out, get DCPs out, finish off low health ships that are out of range for everyone else. They're going to be the dirty, filthy kill stealers, not like they weren't before, but they can go out there and attack the low health ships and try to get them, like the ones that are sitting in the back, trying to preserve as much health as possible. The CVs can, I believe that's going to be their key contribution to the team, is getting rid of those pesky low health ships that are just sticking around still doing damage. I don't think this CV rework is like 100% finished, but I think this is a step in the right direction. I still think there's a couple little issues, like I'm not a big fan of the auto consumables, i.e. If a fighter gets close enough, or if an attack plane gets close enough, it just pops fighter. You get a fire, boom, and it's Damacon. That's one thing I'm not a big fan of, is fires are so short on CVs now that you're not going to burn a carrier out. You're going to have to flood them out. Which, I think is a good thing for the carrier players, because it's going to give them time to do stuff. Normally, with a game like this, this is a romp stop. It would have been over with already. It would have been one of those 10-minute games, hair work done and gone. But because the carriers can't just dev strike something and it requires ships, it gives everybody more time, and more time is good. Gives the enemy more time to potentially pull this back and win it. And, it gives you more time to damage farm, i.e. really just get some more experience. I think what this does is it doesn't fix the stupid. It fixes the... Man, like, if we just had like 2 more minutes, we could have potentially done something. And what I mean by it fixed the stupid, it didn't fix the stupid, is, the guys at YOLO like that, Charles that YOLO'd me. You just can't stop people from YOLOing at the wrong time, or like everyone likes to say, you just throw their ship away. You just can't stop players from doing that. But I think with the way this rework is, at least if there's a carrier in game, it's going to extend the games and make the games just a wee bit longer, because one carrier still like to sit in a bag. So that's one less ship that you're going to be able to shoot and kill and potentially end the game faster. This whole notion that DDs are unplayable is just mind-boggling to me. I think the thing that people forget, this is a team-based game. I've always said it, even when it was an RTS-style carrier. You want to defeat those super unicum or great carriers, you need to ball up into AA bubbles. If everybody goes off by themselves, you're in trouble. The only difference now is you can go off by yourself, at least cruiser or battleship, and it's going to take the carrier some time to delete you. He's probably not going to do it in the first strike, unless he does it with those torpedoes. But even that, you can see them coming. You're going to be able to at least try to dodge them. But I think this is good for the game. It's forcing people to work together more. Like, this passive gameplay is just, it's always going to be there. There's always going to be those players that just sit in the back and refuse to move up. And unfortunately, if you've got a team full of those, it's not going to be enjoyable if you're the one person who understands you need to move up. Don't be afraid to move up with double carriers, even in your DD. Just move up with the team. The caps are going to be there. You can get them, and you'll be able to get them once the team gets there. If the other DD wants to rush the cap, get it quick, smoke up, and be like, I got the cap, and then run away because his team's not there, guess what? You'll get there, and you'll just take it away from them. And if there's nobody there to defend it, then, hey, awesome. You got yourself the cap. But, I mean, like, I have been enjoying this rework. I can see where this is a step of right direction, that it did close in the skill gap a little bit. Or actually, it closed in the skill gap a lot between the mid-section of the players. The above average and average players. It did close that gap in a lot, which I think was desperately needed for this game. It needed it at least for the CVs. The better CV is always going to do more damage, but it doesn't kill the guy who's not as good as the other guy. he still has a chance to do stuff and help his team. It turned it into more of a team-oriented thing, which I think is good for the game. It's better for the game. As I get lucky and flood out the Des Moines there. But I want to know what your guys' thoughts and feelings are on the CV rework. Are you liking it? Are you enjoying it? Do you think the gameplay is still boring? Do you think the gameplay is more exciting now? Please, leave your comments in the section. Just, if you don't like something, at least try to come up with something that would maybe fix what you have an issue with. I don't know how they could fix the auto consumables. If you don't have an IDS, I just got nothing but, the auto consumables is kind of frustrating. Because if you didn't know, all you got to do is put one fire on it, doesn't last long, consumable has been used, and then the poor guy could potentially be flooded. I don't think those situations are going to be a lot when I think things settle down. Now, we do appreciate all the support you guys do give us. We do appreciate you also supporting the streamers that we have been pimping out, i.e. Oni, Doyle, Sea Raptor, and even check out Lord Zath. It's been a while since I popped out that good old name, but check out his Twitch. He does every Saturday a replay theater trying to help people become better. Twitch is another good source to improve your skills, but please keep coming back. Like I said, we do appreciate all the support you guys do give us. We do love the replays you send us. The email for that is in the description down below. Please remember to compliment good teamwork, good team play. We are quick to report, slow to compliment. Please hit that like and subscribe button and have yourselves one heck of a great day.